Hello all. In the last class we started learning the merge sort. So let me again revise the things for you by taking an example. Let the list to be sorted contains 8 elements. Let they are 1, 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, then 8. So this is the list initially randomly placed elements. We need to sort them. So for this list n is equal to 8, which is denoting the number of elements present. So merge sort works by dividing this list into two halves. One, or you can say the first half contains first four elements, the second half contains second four elements. So it will be containing 2 6 2 5 and 1. The second will be containing 7 3 8 and 4. Now again, this is divided further to contain two elements each, 6 and 2, and this one will contain 5 and 1. This will be again divided into two halves. One is 7 and 3, the other one is 8 and 4. Now this further will be divided into two lists containing single element each, 6 and 2, then 5 and 1, then 7 and 3, then 8 and 4. So this is the first step under your merge sort and is called as division. Division. So we just kept on dividing the list containing n elements till the list is not divided into smaller enough parts. The last level contains the lists which are having single elements, and we already know that single elements are always considered to be sorted, are always sorted ones. It means uh, we can say that at last level we are having the lists which are all sorted in nature. So after division, the step which we are going to follow is your solution. And once these solutions are found, we need to combine them. And to be very perfect, we need to recombine them. Division, then solution, and then our recombination. So we know that these are the lists containing single element. If they are single element, they are sorted. If they are sorted, it means they are solved. So these sort lists are returned back to this node. Now, 6 and 2 are returned back. It means two lists, one containing element number 6, second containing element number 2, are returned back to this. So here, the merge function that we learned in the last class comes into action. Two lists L1 and L2 are passed to it. L1 and L2 both are sorted, and the merge will return single sorted list. It means the merge is going to return 2 and 6. In the same way, 5 will return to this node, 1 will also return to this node. Again, merge will come into action. If merge comes into action, then it will return the list which will be 1 and 5. So these two lists, again the sorted list, one containing 2 and 6, second one containing 1 and 5, are returned to this node, and at this node merge again will be called with L1 and L2. It means L1 is going to be 2 and 6 and L2 is going to be 1 and 5. So they will be passed to merge, and merge will sort them. Okay, and we constitute, or you can say we'll create a single list which will be sorted in nature. So 1 to 5 and 6 will be generated. So the the output from the call of merge at this node will result in the list having 1 to 5 and 6. In the same way, the right leg will also proceed and will do the same functioning. It will be returned, it will be returned, it will be returned, it will be returned. Merge will be called here and merge will be called here. Then the sorted list will be returned here, and again merge will be called here, and merge is going to return 3, 4, 7 and 8. So both these lists, this one and this one, will be returned to the root here, and here the merge will be called again merge with L1 and L2, and we know that L1 and L2 both are sorted. So merge will return a single list which will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So this is the overall functioning of our merge sort. Now we know that in the last class we discussed our merge algorithm. So merge algorithm was having two lists L1 and L2, and it was functioning and generating a single sorted list. Fine. So we know the solution part, we know how the solution is going to work. Now what we need to do is just a division approach, how the division of these n elements towards the single elements list is going to be made, is going to be read. So this is our next task. Okay, now look at the division part of merge sort. Division part of merge sort. So we already know that the list containing n elements is to be divided into two lists each containing n upon 2 elements, which are further expected to be divided into n upon 4 and n upon 4 in the same way n upon 4 and n upon 4 till the list contains a single element. Till the list contains single elements. Now how it has to be implemented. So let there is an algorithm that is named as merge sort. It is called with two arguments, one is low and other one is high. So what exactly these low and high are? So suppose we are having the list containing 8 elements. So 1, 3, 4, 2, 5, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these were the 7 elements which are to be sorted. So this lies at script 1, this lies at script 8. So low is going to be equal to 1 and high is going to be equal to 8. So it is the lower bound of the array or the list, and high is the upper bound of the list. So we need to pass these two arguments, and now we know that if the list, if any list has only one element, then there is no need to sort this. No need to sort this as it is already sorted. Okay, so we need to go, or you need to function only and only if and only if the list contains more than one elements. More than one elements in the list. So this condition is enforced just by making a check if our low is less than high. If it is, it means the list contains more than one element. Okay, so we need to begin and we need to end. Now, here is a variable that is the mid. Mid is calculated as low plus high divided by 2, and that's floor value. Means to say that initially low was equal to 1, so 1 plus 8, and it has to be divided by 2, so it will be returning to 4.5. Its floor value is going to be equal to 8. So initially the list has to be divided at this point, means first 4 will lie at the left hand side, the other 4 will lie at the right hand side. Now we need to divide the list further. These lists containing n upon 2 or 4 elements each are further divided, expected to be divided into two lists each containing 2 elements. Now the part or the statement which is responsible for this division is going to be a recursive call to merge sort with two arguments. One is low and mid, because we know that this left list has its bounds, or you can say it start from low and it ends at mid, and the second list it starts from mid plus 1 and it ends at high. So there are two arguments. First call responsible for the division of this left list, and the second call to the same algorithm with argument as equal to mid plus 1 and high, which is responsible for division within your right list. Okay, so these are to be divided into two, and after this division, suppose these two element list is sorted. Suppose now these are to be returned back. This will return, this will return, and they will go to your merge algorithm. So we need to make a call to merge algorithm, and the arguments for the merge are going to be the identifiers from beginning and for ending of each list. So first list will be marked from low to mid, and the second list will be marked from mid plus 1 to high. So the beginning or the starting pointer may be derived from the mid value just by addition of this. So this is going to be the algorithm for the division of the list. Uh, okay, now after going through both the algorithms, means first one was the merge and second one was the merge sort. Let us try to trace both this or try to observe the exact flow of functioning of your merge sort. So let us consider the same list, means 8 numbers are there. So n is going to be 8, low is going to be 1, high is going to be equal to 8. So the initial call will be made to your merge sort with three arguments, which means merge sort. It will be called using two arguments. One is low and one is high, or you can say it is equal to 1 and it is equal to 8. Fine. If this is called with these two arguments, then the list will be divided into two parts, and again two recursive calls are going to be there. First recursive call will be there with arguments low means 1 and low plus high means 1 plus 8 upon 2 its floor value, which is going to be equal to 1 and 4. And the second call to the merge sort is going to be made with 5 and 8. Again, the recursive call to this will be revoking the same algorithm with uh, the value of mid, which be equal to, what will be the value of mid at this stage? Mid will be equal to 1 plus 4 upon 2 its floor value. So it is going to be equal to 2.5. It is going to be equal to 2. So merge sorts left hand side will be from 1 to 2, and its right hand side will be equal to 3 and 4. In the same way, the value of mid at this level will be 5 plus 8 upon 2 its floor value, which is going to be equal to 6.5 or is equal to 6. So there will be two calls. One is the merge sort with 5 and 6 as arguments. The second one will be merge sort with 7 and 8 as arguments. Now concentrate upon this one. So here mid will be equal to 1 plus 2 and its addition with floor value, so it is going to be equal to 1, isn't it? It's going to be equal to 1. So the list will be 1 and 1, and the second call will be merge sort with 2 and 2. Fine. In the same way, here 3 and 4, 3 plus 4 upon 2, its floor value is going to be equal to 3. So two calls will be there. One will be with arguments 3 and 3. The other one will be with arguments merge sort and 4 and 4. In the same way, these call will be further resolved to two parts, two merge sort calls. The first are, or you can say the value of mid for this 5 plus 6 upon 2. Its floor value will be equal to 5. So it will be 5 and 5 and 6 and 6. Again, this one will end at 7 and 7 and 8 and 8. So these are all recursive calls. Recursion tree it is a kind of. So these are all recursive calls. Now just concentrate upon this last level. This last level contains a call to your merge sort where low is not equal to high. Low is not less than high. Means the initial condition was that low should be less than high, but it is false here, false here, false here, false here, means for all the nodes at last level it is going to be false. So it has to return back. Return back means there were three statements in each merge sort call. One was merge sort with argument low and mid. Second was again with argument mid plus 1 and high. And the third one was a call to your merge algorithm with three arguments low, then mid, and then high. These were three arguments. So it is going to be passed here, it is going to be passed here, and now using these two as the results, a merge will be invoked. And the arguments for the merge, if we just look from the bottom end, from this node, the arguments for the merge are going to be equal to, let it be merge, so it will be equal to low, then the value of mid is equal to 1, and the value of the high is equal to 2. So this will be the first call to merge. Fine. In the same way, this node will return back, this node will return back. So the second value, or you can say second invocation of your merge will be with 3, 3 and 4. Is it wrong? It is going to be 3, 4 and 4. Uh, Low, mid and high. Yes, low and mid and high. Done. It is fine. 3, 3 and 4. It is going to be the last call. It will going to be the call to your merge at this level. So in the same way, there will be a call to merge for this. So what that call is going to be, merge, then 5, then 5 and 6. Isn't it? Is it fine? And again there will be a call to this. This call to the merge will be 7, 7 and 8. So these are the four calls which are going to be at this level, means at this level. So this call will be, you can say, sorting the two elements. Fine. This again will be sorting two elements. This again sorting two elements. This again sorting two elements. So four elements are going to be there at this stage. At this stage, four elements, four sorted elements are going to be there. So this is going to result the four elements. So there again will be a call to your merge, and again there will be a call to merge. What exactly are going to be the arguments for these two calls? Is there anybody? So the value of mid, just look at this level. This was the value of mid out here. Fine, isn't it? And this was the value of mid out here. So we need to make a call with arguments low was remaining equal to 1 and mid was equal to 2 and high was supposed to be equal to 4. Just consider these two. These two. And in the same way, we need to consider low is equal to 1 and mid is equal to what? 6 and high is equal to 8. So these are the two calls made, and these are going to result in the list of four sorted element. This will result, this again will result in the four sorted elements. So these are going to be passed to the root level. At this root level, the value of mid was equal to what? 4. So these two are going to converge with a call to 1 with a mid value of 4 and high value of 8. Fine. So a call to this will be made. Two lists are there, one extending from 1 to 4, the other one extending from 5 to 8. Both of these lists are sorted. So they will be passed to merge. Merge will make a single list of 8 sorted elements. 8 sorted elements. So this is the overall functioning, overall recursion tree for the merge sort execution, merge sort implementation. Is that fine? Now let us talk about the time complexity of merge sort. Time complexity of merge sort. Time complexity of merge sort. As we know that the algorithm is recursive in nature, so we need to write a recurrence relation for it. Recurrence relation. So what that recurrence relation is going to be? We already know that the list containing n elements was divided into two lists n upon 2 each of size n upon 2 each. N upon 2 was further divided into n upon 4 and n upon 4 size lists. Fine. This just continued till the list contains single elements one element each. Fine. And once we reached to the last level, then there are n elements, or you can say n nodes at this level. These all are required to be passed, or required to be uh, combined to the next level in the pair of two. So here also the list, or you can say the elements of within pairs are going to be combined to form uh, the four elements list each. So this is going to be the flow of your merge sort. So let us try to look in a recursive, or you can say for writing the recurrence relation for merge sort. So initially the list was containing L elements. So let us try to write a recurrence that denotes, or that gives the time taken when the size was equal to n. So n size list was divided into two lists each having size n upon 2 n upon 2. These n upon 2 size lists uh, were further these were further you can say passed to the same algorithm, same merge sort. So we can write that two lists or two recursive calls were made to the same algorithm but with different size, and that different size is equal to n upon 2 n upon 2. Now think about its solution. Suppose from the bottom level they reach to this n upon 2 level, they reach to this n upon 2 level. So at this n upon 2 level, what exactly it is going to do? It will be returning a list containing n upon 2 sorted elements. N upon 2 sorted elements, it will result, they are going to uh, go to this route where merge will be called. Merge will be called with two lists each having size n upon 2 n upon 2. N upon 2 size list will be sorted in how much time? In how much time? In time n upon 2 plus n upon 2, which is equal to order of n. Is it fine? We already discussed that time taken by our merge algorithm is going to be of the order of m plus n, where m is going to be of the order of m plus n. M is the size of your list number 1, n is going to be the size of your list number 2. So this is going to be the time taken or time complexity of our merge. Is that fine? So merge will be taking this time. Now in this case m is equal to n upon 2 and n is also equal to n upon 2. So both they will add up to the order equal to n. So they are going to take time that is equal to n, that is proportional to n. So we need to add an extra term just by saying that Cn. So this Cn is equal to the time for division and recombination, and is represented using f of n. So this is the first part of our recurrence relation, which says that T of n is equal to T of n upon 2 T of n upon 2, or in simpler words we can say that T of n is equal to 2 T n upon 2 plus Cn if n is greater than 1, and is equal to C if n is equal to 1, because merge sort was invoked only and only if the list contains more than one element. This was the single condition. Now assume, or you can say now discuss, let us try to reach to the three complexities One is the best case, second one is the worst case, and third one is the average case. So let us try to resolve them also. So in case of merge sort, all these will be taking the same time, will be having the same recurrence as given above. Why? Because irrespective of the nature of the list, merge sort has to follow its process. Means it has to divide it and upon 2 and upon 2 and then reaches to one element list and then it start recombining. So this process is not affected by the nature of the list, whether it is sorted, it is unsorted, or whatever way the list is. This process is going to remain the same. So its time complexity is going to be represented using same recurrence relation, which is equal to this. Fine. Now try to solve this recurrence relation. So the recurrence relation for your merge sort is 1 is equal to C if n is equal to 1 is equal to 2t n upon 2 plus C of n if n is greater than 1. Now simply apply Master's method, Master theorem you can say. So in this case, a is equal to 2, b also equal to 2, and f of n is equal to cn or n you may say. Fine. So we need to compare n raised to the power log a base b versus your f of n. It means we need to just compare log 2 base 2 versus c of n. This term will become 1, so we need to compare n versus c of n. So both of these are equally growing functions. It means case number 1 is not applicable, case number 3 also not applicable, because this is for the condition when f of n was polynomially smaller, and this case was the condition where f of n was polynomially larger, but there but both of these cases are not fitting here, but uh, they both of the function means this one and log and this will log a base b and f of n, they are equally growing function. So case 2 is applicable where f of n is a logarithmic factor of n raised to the power log a base b. So its complexity as according to case number 2 is going to be equal to n raised to the power log a base b, which is equal to n and log of n. So this is going to be its complexity. So the best case, worst case and average case complexity of our merge sort is going to be equal to big of n log n. Fine. So it completes your merge sort. Thank you.